Welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope you're all having a lovely Tuesday. Hi, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. As you can see, I have my cat behind me also, who is like flopped. Broadcast cat. Anyway, real quick, here to talk about the amazing and wonderful FileMaker platform, which can do a enormous amount. The fact that we can run daily live streams on it and have for years now tells you how much content we can discuss on this topic. We do rehash topics occasionally, but not as often as you'd think. Today we're discussing the Smart Scripting and Best Practices Day 2 with Nick. If you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. Feel free to buy one of our annual subscription bundles. If you have bought one of these already, thank you very much. Real quick, these subscription bundles have a lot of huge variety of video content, like 100 plus hours of video content. They are videos in like 10 to 30-minute bites. Most of them are 10 minutes. Um, uh, the graphics are still from FileMaker 19, but not a lot's changed. We've added new stuff and updated new stuff as new features have been added, but the video courses are all pretty much up to date. So we cover pretty much everything you need to know about FileMaker, from becoming a developer who knows nothing to being a comp to intermediate level developer. People have bought that. Thank you very much. There are two other ways to support us. I'm going to toss a link around at some point today because I have been told that we would like to request officially reviews on Google for fmtraining.tv. So if you've enjoyed watching us over the years, feel free to leave a review for us. Otherwise, if you are in need of FileMaker assistance, you're looking at this and going like, I don't want to watch the streams really. I don't really want to do the video courses, but I need FileMaker help. Or if you look at certain things, you don't want to do it. Like a lot of people are intermediate level developers who are not familiar with APIs or the like. Feel free to reach out to us at support@rcconsulting.com and get some senior engineer assistance. I believe, Nick, you're still looking for clients yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah, nobody wants me. Nobody.
Nobody wants you. See? You have to go make Nick feel loved by hiring him. Anyway, with that all being said, Nick, what are we doing today? You want to share your screen for me?
Yeah, I'm going to share. Today we do the second day under a complex scripts, right? So how to organize scripts. In 2 days I can cover, this is a month topic, but I really want to, show you some tricks here. Like yesterday, I show you how to put everything on top of the counter, right? And prepare everything, get everything prepared, pre-calculated, get everything done already before you start, right? So here I have a good example on this, right? On one workflow, this one, right? So the workflow here is not easy at all, right? Before you need to answer a bunch of questions before to validate something, before to start creating. You need to ask this and that and this, and do you want this? Do you want that? Is this yes, no? I don't know, maybe, stuff like this. You had some answer like this. So the guy before, I don't know if I have an old version of this setup. I don't know if I have the old version on this one. This is a new one. I don't know if I have the old version of this, but so the guy had a very, very, very difficult setup. New office was, I don't know if it was this one. So the guy was pretty much putting on the screen a bunch of it was putting on the screen a bunch of dialogues, right? Show dialogue, custom, show custom dialogue, and yes, no, and another dialogue. Do you want this? Another dialogue. Do you want that? Another dialogue. This, that, dialogue. Yes, click, 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 and then boom, right? So instead, okay, we switch to another another, the C135. Okay, C135, which letter A? Okay. And then we create, so here we do, which script we do. And so instead of doing this, we have a bunch of questions, but which create bulk, I'm going here. The callback is 2515C2. And new window, oh, the B, okay, well. Okay, so here is the thing we ask, okay? The bidding info, if it's market cap, contingency, flat or mixed, right? If it's contract, if it's variable, right? And then here we have other questions, the other name, so you need to feed up all of those things, right? And you need to feed up all of those things, but many of those things come automatically, right? So it's more like a check, before a pre-flight, let's say, right? And then when you're done, right? So you have this, and then when you're done, is a complete, right? So the workflow is this. So here what happened. Before I start, I'm collecting everything I need in one script before I start, right? The current fee type, and then I have a calc, okay? If this and that, right? The current contingency fee percentage. Here I have my calc, I gather it. And the fee file, so I gather all the information I need, right here before, so I gather this, okay? So, and then this here, so this is coming from where am I, So this is coming from the contact, right? That's good, because I know this is launched from the context, context. Why? Is because the calculation starts with TO5. So that also, with the name, where this starts. It starts from TO5. You start from contact, because to get this to work, it needs to start from contact. Okay. So that I know this script is triggered from contact. Okay? Oh, nothing, nowhere else. And then here I have a parameter, because so why we put a parameter, why we use a parameter, and why we don't do like I do here, right? Well, so let's go to where this is launched, okay? The new setup, okay? So is launched from here, right? See, 2015A, okay? So here I have a parameter, and the parameter is this, well, here, contact. So here the script says, if the parameter equal contact, right? If this equal contact, then you do this, right? Because if I launch the scripts from here, is the same script. Well, the parameter is different. So the parameter is what is the same script, but this button launch it with one parameter, and this button launch it with another parameter. So that changed. So that's why I don't need to have two scripts. I can have only one saying, okay, I launched the both script the same, the 2015A, but this and the button give me this, and say, okay, this can change, right? This is always the same thing. This here always the same. This can change from one button to another. So this comes from here. Okay. So this comes from the button. The button here says parameter contact. And here the button says parameter contact sites. Okay. So when the parameter is contact, do this. When the parameter is contact site, do this. When the parameter is sites, which is add parser to site from site layout, right? So I'm doing this. When it's site contact, I'm doing this. Otherwise, blank everything. Make sure that everything blanked. So you see, this here is only grab, gather information, right? Or blank information. Make sure it's blanked, right? Here, for example, I'm grabbing this, and then I blank this. Here, I don't blank them, I fill them. And here, same, I fill everything. Here, I don't care about the other thing. I don't care if it's blank or not. I don't give them, so I don't do it. And here, I blank everything because this is what I want, okay? And then I open a new window where I'm ready for the next phase, okay? So when you have a workflow like this, when you have one step, then another one, then another one, grab in advance everything you can, right? And then we use them along the workflow like this, use them, right? So you don't have to worry and calculate them, right? So for example, here, I needed to go to another, from this contact, I needed to go to another table. So I created a relationship, right? So I am this contact, I'm going to parcel with the amount outstanding active, right? So, I gather this information, right? So, I'm doing thanks to that relationship, I'm gathering the information from another table, right? So I can create relationship I need in order to do that. But you understand, I didn't say go to layout, perform find, grab the thing, go to layout original, right? I didn't do that. I stay here. I create a relationship between contact to parcel. I gather what I want, the fee type, the fee percentage, and the fee amount, and the reason. I grab all of these from a relationship in a global variable. And then I reuse that when I want later, right? So, for example, because here, this is an interesting workflow, right? Because I have a lot of things going on, right? So I'm going to this C135A, right? So I'm going here, right? Then when I click create, right? I'm going here. So you see, that's why now you understand why I have this. I'm going this, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing this. They're all part of the C135 workflow, right? So I can do this. Next, see? Previous, next. Layout. I can work with, this like this, right? So I have all my workflow here. Same with the script. For example, here, I have the script here. And here, I'm launching the 2015 C1, which is here, right? Is part of the 2015 workflow. Because the R, I open that window. The B, I paste. I paste a list of numbers, right? Parcel numbers. So, because this is what the guy wants. So the A open. The B, paste. The C1, do this. The button. Okay? The C2 is the callback of the C1. Right? C2 callback of the C1. That means this script do something. Inside, I have a perform script with callback. So I'm launching the 2027A, which is, by the way, another workflow, A, B, C, D, right? But those are P sources. So I have the 2015 here. I run the P source, we create the bulk parcel numbers, right? And then I'm running the 2015 C2, which is the following of the C1. And I'm creating a new window. I'm going to the C35B. See how everything connects, right? I have everything there thanks to the name. So you understand now that a great scripting workflow, right, is also connect to a great UI. You have the UI. Give a UI to your users, right? For example, don't try to do a large workflow in one 600, 700 line scripts. Don't do that. You split it in multiple phases, multiple stuff like this. Before the guy is pity, I can find a. Let me ask the guy if he's there. So yeah, okay. So I don't know if he will answer, but anyway, before he had one big workflow, right? One big giant script, never-ending scripts, right? And I said, no, it won't work. First, you open, gather everything I need, right? As much as possible beforehand. The contact ID, the contact number, name first, name last, the email, the phone number, the mail address, all the UUID site, the site number, site name, everything I need, right? Then I paste, which this is okay. Then I create. Also, I'm gathering things, but here, right, there are things local, right? But I'm using things, see here? I'm using things that I was using here, right? So here, I say all of those. I make sure that I have something, right? I'm going to explain that later, the null stuff here. Okay. but I'm gathering the parameter of the contact, the parameter of the site, and the parameter of the billing. So pretty much here, right? For convenience, okay? Those here, things here, this is all about the contact. This is all about the sites. And here is all about the fee, the contingency, the fee, This is all about payment. So, fees. So you see here, you have current contact, right? Here, current site. Here, current billing, okay? So when you gather information, right, start to be smart here. It's okay. Now that I collect all my stuff here, I collect it all. Yep. Here, I'm going to gather together in a subgroup. Parameter about contact, parameter about site, parameter about billing. So here, I gather together those in contact, those in site, and those in billing. Here. In contact, I'm gathering all their contact name, contact mailing, contact last name, In sites, I'm gathering all the site stuff, and in billing, I'm gathering all the billing stuff. So now I have, in here, I have only 3 parameters to deal with. Not all of those. Can you imagine that can you imagine that all over the workflow, you need to manage this again and again and again and again, right? Make everything complicated. No, what you do is, okay, you bring everything at once in the memory. Here, it doesn't matter if it's grouped or not. And here, you say, okay, now, I don't want to manage all of these giant group, I want multiple small groups. Everything about contact, everything about site, everything about billing. And now, with this, I'm going to group this into this. So I'm bringing all my parameters. So I'm preparing everything I need for that script here. That script, what do I need to grab? I need the current bulk session, right? I'm going to create a new number. So I'm going to create a new thing, okay? Then I need to get this. I need the list of the parcel number based on where am I, right? So I have this relationship, whatever, fields. So I'm gathering everything in a variable. Variable. I am not, I don't have a parameter, right? I don't have a parameter like this. So you have this, and then you have, yeah, oh, yeah.
You want to bring that up a little bit so we can see it? Yeah, there we go.
So here the bad. So here the problem. So let's say I have a substitute, and unique value. Actually, let me grab this. Okay, so instead of having this, I have a list that says get UUID. Then I have this. Then I have this. Oh, I will do it. Don't worry. I will, I said. Then I have this. Right? Then I have this. So should I continue? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I have this. So this is what it will look like if I don't use the technique. I'm pretty sure you guys have this stuff like this, and we continue, So instead of having this to carry, because it's not done, because I need to add those now, But I need to add those. So this is what my parameter will look like. Okay? But there's a big problems here. What this get UUID means, what is the substitute unique value trim, what that means, and what that means, I have no idea what that means. No idea. Here, oh, okay. This is the current bulk session. Okay, I know what it is. Get UUID, I know what it is. Here, I have no idea why I put this. So you need to put a comment and say, okay, this is the current bulk session ID. Okay, okay, cool. Now what is so you pretty much the demonstration here is what? Not only you have to take the time to say, put a comment in front of everything to say what this is, waste of time. Try to explain what this huge stuff means, right? Instead, and I do, you build the variable. The name of the variable tells you what it is. A variable, the name of the variable tells you what it is. The name of the variable tells you what it is. Here, and here, you are gathering everything you need together in a clean way. That means we have the current bulk session, the list of parcel number, the parameter of the contact, parameter of the site, parameter of billing. Here have no, that means letter in the script. I know I need that. DT, it needs to be like this, hard-coded, office, and the current setup time. This is the parameter I'm going to send to that script. And that script, if I click here, I have my parameters. See? So I gather all my parameters together. I receive back all the parameters from the scripts, right? Here I'm building the parameters, and here in this script here, well, this is the first. Remember the current bulk session? Remember the list of parcel number, right? Remember and I need to know how many I have of this. The parameter of the contact, the parameter of the billing of the site, the parameter of the billing, the county, the current platform, the source, and the current setup. Okay? So, and then inside that script, because I send, what did I do? I gather parameters from one script, this one, right? I grab my stuff here, and then I send those things to this script pieces on server. this script pieces, I receive the parameters, and then I start again to do another list of parameters because I have another script here that needs those. Right? So always beforehand on top, I am organizing my stuff, gathering my stuff, and then I'm putting my stuff in one pot to cook them together. Okay? Again, the kitchen analogy. So, so today, for dinner, I did an omelette, right? And another thing, I was doing like a meat, right? So did I do the meat with the omelette? No. No, I do the meat on the air fryer, right? And the omelette on the pan. Nothing to do with the other thing, right? This is my omelette, and this is my air fryer with my meat. Nothing to do. But I'm doing that on the same stove, on the same kitchen, at the same time, because I want to eat them together, and I don't want my eggs to be cold while my meat is not cooked. So I do it together. But one is there in one pot, right? And the other one is there, And then this, I serve it on the plate when it's cooked. Boom. And here again, so you see, it's a huge workflow, And here, you have two workflow. You have the workflow here on the surface, on the user side, and then you have the workflow on the pieces. Remember, I have two workflow. I have the T15, where here I'm launching the 2027A. When you see A, okay, this is a workflow. I have B, C, D, E, whatever. You can't have A without a B. So if I go there and I do 27, boom, I have this. And then I'm launching the B, right? And somewhere here, I might launch the C somewhere. So, you know what I mean? So I'm here and I have launching the B, create path of contact, right? And always, as you can see on all the workflow you see here, from A, from the A workflow, from the 2015 here, I'm gathering all my stuff in variables. I gather my stuff in variable. What needs to survive, I gather the information into a global. This doesn't need to survive because this I need, this, and this, and this, I need to gather them together here and send them here. After that, I don't care. So pretty much, I don't need these to survive the scripts because I will have sent them before I kill the script. This, on the other side, I need it, right? So you say, Nick, and before we go to the question, why you get a UUID before, right? And then you go there, right? And you, and you have this, and you use why you have this UUID first, okay? Well, I need to know beforehand the ID of this, okay? I need to know it before because I want to I gather the UUID, I create right now. Later, I create the record with that UUID and then on server. And then I know the UUID I had used because I said, create those new record with this one, with this ID I have for you, right? Then when you come back, you can retrieve your UUIDs, right? You can retrieve them. Okay, let me explain. That's important, okay? So, and then we go to the switch. Here, this script here, we know what it is. I create bulk parcel numbers. Okay? Makes sense? So that means I'm going to create a bunch of records. What? I want, and this happened on server. So that means when I'm here, I have no freaking idea what the server will do. Okay? Well, I want this guy to create records, but that create on server. I want here on my local machine be able to retrieve those created records, right? So I said, here an ID for you, here a UUID, like this, right? Here the UUID. This is the ID. Okay? Take this ID. All the record you're going to create with this 2027A, put them all with this ID. Okay? When the script is done on server, locally, I have a callback, right? That say, okay, guys, the server is done. This is the proper of the callback. The callback is do something on server, and when the server is done, launch these scripts. Okay? This is, you know what's, who doesn't know what callback is?
I think it'd be good to explain it
Okay.
real fast.
We have perform find, perform script on server, right? And the perform script on server with callback. We have two. 1 and 2. One is says, okay, perform script on server, this script, whatever, okay, whatever parameter. And you can say, okay, wait for completion or don't wait. So that means if you wait, that means you have a spinning wheel until done. That means you stuck until this script is done. If you unclick this, you're not stuck. Okay? You can do whatever you want. The script is on its own. You send this, boom. But if you have something like this after the scripts, and you need to wait this, right, in order to continue, well, you need that on. Pretty much, the callback is perform the script. This is off. And you can do whatever you want. But when this script here is done, it will launch in your computer, not in the server. It launch in your local computer. It will launch a script you want. Right? This is a callback. Well, so here, this script needs to know the ID of those records to be able to retrieve them. Otherwise, I have no idea this will be, right? So that's how you do. You create the ID, send the ID over there, tell the script, use this ID to create the records. Then you have the callback that say, okay, never mind, I have the ID. I can go there and retrieve the IDs because I have the current bulk session ID, which has been created here, right? So do we have questions so far?
There's no difference in performance if the variables are initialized first, or is it only to have better visualization?
It's the same. Most of the time is faster, right? You gather all your stuff beforehand. You get everything ready, everything prepared, everything on the table, everything you want to survive. For example, here I want pretty much everything to survive, the script, because it's, all my workflow will depend on this. So, right? So it's on the memory, it's there. Here, I don't need that to survive because this, I'm gathering what are already calculated in this, and then I send here on group, right? And here the same. I am grabbing all my parameters, and then I create other groups, and then I use whatever I need to use from here. I cherry pick what I want here, right? I'm cherry picking this. I create this. I'm setting the variable, and then I go there. I have another script, and here I'm gathering all the parameters, right? So, and then I dispatch them. So I have everything there, current contact number, contact first, contact email. So I grab it all, and then I can do all my stuff here, replace if the flat fee amount equal null, then blank, otherwise put this, I have all my calculations. So that here, the script here, I say, okay, this is, I have a type somewhere, this. Okay, I have a session type. Okay. So, and then I say, okay, if type equal this, I do this. If type equal this, I do this. So I have one script, right? And I have different stuff depending on the type, right? But all of them relies on this. So the beauty of this is that you put on the front all what you need in the future, right? You don't say, oh, and okay, let's say you want to read this. Why this is good? Because here I have all this get parameter value, parameter one, okay? But, okay, other thing. Let's change this, okay? Ah. Okay. So, okay, when you're here, what is this? What is this? And what is this? Do you know? Do you know what this is? You have no freaking idea what this is, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I'd rather the parameter contact one, this is the current contact ID. The parameter contact two, oh, that the current contact number, and this is the current contact first, this is the current contact last. So when I'm here and I say, okay, replace the foreign key contact UUIDs, that sounds correct, right? The contact number with the current contact number, oh, that sounds correct. Contact first name with the contact first name, that sounds correct, because you know what it is, because this tells you what. When you receive that from your parameters, you have no idea what it is, you know? You have no idea. The parameter is sending you a list of things. And you said the first, the second, the third. The first is the contact UUID. So you put a name on what this is. And then you reuse this. And now this is why you need to buy their plugin from my friend Eric Schmidt, because this. What do you want? Oh, you want the mailing city. You have declared all the variable up front. So now everything is available to you anytime, all along the scripts. Got it? Now, if you don't do this, okay, and you use directly, well, you here and you have nada, because you don't have your, your variables. Now that you put all on the counter and you say, okay, oh, this was the ingredients of contact. Okay, that is in one pot. Okay, all of this is in one pot. Okay, this is in another pot. Okay, and that's why I put a separation here. Actually, I could, because this is a parameter of contact. So this is all the parameter of the site, and this is all the parameter billing. Remember that I group them in groups, right? So I'm dissecting the group. This come with all of those things, and I'm gathering together this, all of those things together, this, all of those things together, right? And then I gave a name to all of those things so I can reuse them. And thanks to MBS, you can get them whenever you want with a nice name, explicit, not, if you, so you did you get it? Why this is otherwise you need to put comment all over the place and you need to explain, okay, this is that and whatever, not only this technique saves you to put all these freaking annoying comments, okay, but at the same time it helps you get a better code. And at the same time, thanks to MBS, you can gather all the things. And you know what? This script is open, right? Correct? This script is open. Well, if I'm going there and I say, you know what? I want to use this, right? Oh, I need to save it. Okay. It's saved. Normally, it should have used it, but you can use it. I don't know why I cannot. Okay, here, see? So you can use them even anywhere you are. Yeah, I need to go there, yeah. Here. That's funny. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, so do you get that? Do we have any questions?
Why use replace field content instead of set field?
Because I have a multiple records here. I have a perform find. I perform a find multiple record and I need to replace multiple record. Set field, I replace one record. Why? Other question?
Nope, that'll be it for the moment. So
Okay. So this technique of getting everything helps you, especially when you need to pass parameter from one script to another, right? Because especially when you go from local to pesos, right? So why I'm using this list stuff, right? Why I'm using these substitutes, okay? So let's say here, for example, I need to go where I have a substitute. I have many. Of course, when I need that, I don't find it. I saw it. This is annoying. Yeah, here. So in this script 27A and 27B, if I go there, or for sure I have a substitute somewhere here. Oh, it's in the parameter, that's why. Okay. So let's say how I'm going to explain this. Okay. So let's say I have a parameter like this. So let's create a parameter with a test scripts. This is very important to know to understand. Okay. So let's use a new one. Okay. So set variable, I have parameters. Okay. And this is get script parameter. Okay. And I have a show custom dialog. Okay. So I have a button here. Where's my button? Put here. And I will point to that script. Is the new script. Make sure it's this one, yes. And the parameter is list 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is my parameter. Okay. So if I launch the script here, okay. So if I launch the script here, this is what I get. Makes sense, right? I get this 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my parameter, right? Okay. So let's say now I'm getting two lists. not only I have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But I'm getting list 1 and list B and list 2. List 2 is A, B, C, and D, and F. Okay? Oh. List 1, list 2. Okay. Now I have 2 lists. Right? Okay, so now I want to gather the number together and the letter together. How I do that? I have no ways. Absolutely no way. Because it can be, I cannot say, oh yeah, take from 1 to 4 and then from A to C to F. Yeah, but I could have 20 number and 2 letters, 2 number and 20 letters, 10 letters and no numbers. How I'm doing this? How I can say take from this one to this one? I want, it's impossible, right? But there's a way. And the way is this. Instead of doing this, you say, okay, you substitute in the list 1 the carry return and you replace by something, a character that it will never, pretty much never exist. You will never have this character in the text, never happen. Don't try, never happen. And you do the same for list 2. Correct? So what happened now? Something interesting. This happened. So what happened? So I have one line with 1, 2, 3, 4, and another line with A, B, C, D, F. Right? So what happened here? What can I do now? Well, I can say get value of my script I have all my letters, all my numbers, and here I have all my letters, my numbers and my letters. Correct? So I can separate them. And yeah, I can have, I can have how many, I can do whatever I want here, right? I can change it. It will work. I mean, there's no trick here. There's nothing fake. I can say 5, 6, 7, and here I can do this, right? Oh. So if I do this, test, and I go there, AB, that the letters, and that my numbers. So now that I can separate both, right? I can use my get parameter value custom function and say, okay, I want the numbers. And then you do the opposite. You substitute this and you change your famous character and you go back to this. So here you get your list of numbers, and here you get your list of letters back. So now you got it, right? So here you get all your parameters, correct? And here you say set variable. You say current numbers. So you say, get parameter value 1, and you substitute this with, you substitute this character, which is never happen, with this, and you duplicate this. This use your letters, and you change this with 2, right? And now this happens. You have your parameter. Here now, I separate the numbers and the letters, right? Numbers, letters. And this is my parameters. Because I put together, so I separate, this is one value, and this is another one. So now, before we go to the question, sometime, right? Well, this one, sometime, let's say this one is empty. This one, empty. So what will happen? This happen. Get my parameter, I substitute the number, and I substitute the letter. Yes, but here it happened. I don't have numbers. So here he said, okay, the first one, where it should have been the number, I don't have. I have the letters. So he put the letter in the number. Then your system is screwed up completely, because this is expecting to get this, not this. So to avoid that problem, right? And that's why you saw the neural stuff. You need to say, okay, you have a situation where you know that this cannot be empty, right? And in that case, you don't care, because you always have records, something, okay. You have this situation, and then you have the situation where, well, it could be empty, right? So you say here, if is empty, list 1, you put null, you put something. Otherwise, you substitute this. So let's say my list return empty, okay? my parameter happen. I gather this, I gather this. And here what happened? Oh, current numbers? No. Current letter? Okay, I'm good. I'm good, right? Because this return null. That means it's empty. That means I have nothing. In development language, we never say empty. Okay? We say null. This is the terminology. When it's void, right? When it's blank, we say null. So, but let's say it's not empty, right? Let's say I do have something returning that list. You know, I have list. I have something, you know. What me see? Oh, my numbers and my letters. Null will come only. So now you understand a little bit about what we call oriented objects, coding. This is what we call oriented object coding. It's gather together and target those, put everything in a bucket. So I will come back with that 2015 workflow here because it's perfect for the demo. Here, I created an object that contains things. This here, okay, all of this is now an entity, an object I can target. Its parameter contact. I can target it as one object. All of this here, they were nothing before, right? They were data floating in the air. Now they are an object I can target. I can grab that object. And same for here. So this is what we call oriented object coding all along. Okay? When you put something, you create something, it's an object that you can gather and use, an entity that is the representative of, is your, I don't know, is your congressman. Okay? So this is the people of which county are you, Marge? I don't remember.
Solano County.
Solano. Okay, Solano. Okay, so those are the people of Solano County, right? Well, if I want to talk to those people, I'm not going to talk to all these people. I'm going to talk to the congressman. It's the same, right? So but you use this technique for everything. The 2015, it's an oriented object coding technique, right? You understand? So I create an entity, a representation. So it could be like a folder. It's an oriented object technique. Folder with file inside. It could be a folder. It could be a variable, right? It could be a name. Depend on how to represent that object. But this is the sneak peek of the next, webinar, the next series. How many days do we have on this?
This topic today,
No,
uh,
the oriented objects.
I think 2 only, but I'll go check. I mean, you cover a lot of different objects. So if you're asking about, like, hold on, I'm looking at it. We got object-oriented thinking, which is the one-off, and then we have oriented calculations, which is 2 days,
Yes,
and then we have object-oriented design, which is 1 day.
yes.
So 4 days in total.
Okay, yeah. So it's because we have, the oriented object coding standard is not just um, a technique. It's a philosophy. It's a discipline. How you code, right? The C++ is obviously one of the most oriented object platform, and Xcode, of course, they all do that. You create things and then you call things, and it's always coding and grabbing. So here you had a good representation of how to do the coding thing, and on the calculation as well. You do the same thing. You grab things together, right? And things that are scattered, but you grip that together, and then you code that, and then you dissect. This is a very good technique. It is a very good way to show how to use the oriented object stuff. So this is a very nice way to explain. Anyway, so do we have any question? Otherwise, we can.
Nope, just people saying thank you for the moment. So,
Okay. So did you learn something here? Did you
yes.
are you going to change your ways, or is it too much for you? I mean, I know it's a lot, but anyway, most of the time you never see things like this to that extent. Explaining how somebody with extensive knowledge and extensive experience is using all the tricks and tips, and all what we have in our disposal to help be more, let's say, efficient. Don't waste time, build less bugs, right? I mean, I couldn't work differently now, because when I see another development where it's not built like this, it's like a slap in the face to see how the waste of time, to build all those things. And there's another approach also. We have another webinar coming about optimization, right?
Yes, I think so.
Ah,
We have design your code for performance, yeah?
yeah. So that also is, how you can reduce the impact, the footprints, right? Uh, and that is true on our everyday life. Is true in development. It's the same thing. When if everything you do leaves garbage all over the place, it's the same if all your day long you leave garbage on your trail. It's the same. You have a negative or the good impact. That's the same on FileMaker. So you need to avoid the garbage, clean up the garbage, and make sure that you stay lean. So that's why we have this lean design. I want to, you know, I want to bring this lean stuff, especially since I switched from 385 pounds to 165.
That would be awesome, honestly.
Yeah, it's the lean stuff. It's the lean design. You know how to avoid all this big and giant fat stuff, right? Yeah, but it's not. I know it's not easy, but I swear God that if you start using this technique of prefetching, preparing everything up front, right? I have another example on this. I'm going to show you. Tomorrow we have. What do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are doing the comments.
Okay. Yeah, I can take some time on this.
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Cool.
So I will see you tomorrow then.
Absolutely. I'd like to quote someone in the chat. Thank you, Nick, for the in-depth and object approach. So,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
No.